July's full buck moon will rise on Wednesday, July 13th, 2022, reaching peak illumination at 2:38 p.m. But that's not the most interesting thing about the moon this month. The most interesting news about the new moon is the new double crater, pictured right there. That's a NASA picture. There's a double crater on the moon, and it's caused by a rocket that crashed. I'm going to put a link to the story about the Chinese rocket that crashed into the moon back in March. The full moon in July is called the buck moon because the antlers of male deer, bucks, are in full growth mode at this time. Bucks shed and regrow their antlers each year, producing a larger and more impressive set as the years go by. SpaceX originally took the rap for the lunar litter after asteroid tracker Bill Gray identified the collision course in January. He corrected himself a month later, saying the mystery object was not a SpaceX Falcon rocket upper stage from the 2015 launch of a deep space climate observatory for NASA. Gray said it was likely that it was a third stage of a Chinese rocket that sent a test sample capsule to the moon back in 2014. But the Chinese ministry officials said that the upper stage had re-entered Earth's atmosphere and burned up, which turned out to be not quite accurate. NASA's Lunar Reconnaissance Orbiter spots rocket impact site on the moon. So NASA has gone in and taken pictures of the far side of the moon. The moon turns on its own axis. So a lunar day is the exact same amount of time that it takes the moon to orbit the Earth. In other words, the same side of the moon is always facing Earth. So we never see the far side of the moon. So there isn't really a dark side of the moon, but there is a near side of the moon and a far side of the moon. And the far side of the moon is where this rocket crashed. Astronomers discovered the rocket body heading towards the lunar collision late last year, and the impact occurred on March 4th, with NASA's Lunar Reconnaissance Orbiter later spotting the resulting crater. Surprisingly, the crater is actually two craters: an eastern crater 18 meters in diameter, about 19.5 yards, and it's superimposed on the western crater, which is a 16-meter diameter, about 17.5 yards. The double crater was very unexpected, and may indicate that the rocket body had large masses on each end. Typically, a spent rocket has a mass concentrated on the motor end, and the rest of the rocket metal stage mainly consists of an empty fuel tank. Since the origins of the rocket remain uncertain, well, I'm not so sure it's uncertain. It's probably the Chinese rocket. But hey, you never know. It might have been something else. It maybe wasn't the Chinese rocket. Maybe it was a UFO. But one thing's for sure. Next month, I'm going to be back with another moon video. I want you all to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss the next video in the series, and avoid disappointment and future regret. Hit that subscribe button now. And here's the dark side of the far side of the moon again. And here is our crater. And so I want you to get out there and look at the moon tonight.